Hey yo, this is me, fitness65, bringing you a new video today. Today, this is just going to be Q&A with fitness65 episode 3. I only got 2 Q&A questions, so really this is not going to be a long video. So let's get started with this video of the questions that some of you guys sent me. Well, there's only 2 people that sent me questions, and they all sent me like 3 questions all together. So let's get to these 3 questions from these two people who sent me their questions. The first one is from Golden Standard 00924. The question he sent me was, I never tried doing a question and answer on this, so I'm unsure if we're gonna get this, but here goes nothing. He said for the first question he put, do you have an AIM instant message? If so, what's your username? I'm I don't really have AIM. I do have Skype, and I've said a couple videos before of what my Skype name is. It's Carlos Hill, like in lowercase letters. So yeah, that's pretty much my Skype name. If you want to talk to me on Skype, I said that a couple videos before. If anybody wants to talk to me about wrestling or entertainment or anything on Skype, we can get a Skype chat going and just talk away. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, the lowercase letters, Carlos Hill, which is pretty much my name, and then of course you've got the username. I mean, you got the yeah, just that all together is my name on there. And then the number 2 question he put on here is what's your thoughts on the card for this year's SummerSlam? Well, SummerSlam already passed, but I'm still gonna answer this question anyway. I thought the card was pretty okay. I said it in a prediction video that the SummerSlam card was pretty good, and the WWE, some of the matches on the card were kind of lacking because of the build-up, but SummerSlam really didn't disappoint us. It was a pretty good pay-per-view, and it blew everybody else's expectations away. And then he put any matches you would like to add. If there's 2 or 3 matches that I would have loved to add on here, and I was thinking about this all day when I was pretty much at work. The first match would have been like Evan Bourne and Chavo Guerrero. You could have had those 2 go at it on the pay-per-view. I mean, it would have been nice. There was obviously no build-up or anything, but still it would have been nice to see Chavo Guerrero on pay-per-view and also see Evan Bourne on pay-per-view as well. And then the second match would have been the Hart Dynasty, Tyson Kidd, and the other 2 guys I believe in that group. Yeah, the other 2 guys, or just the 3 members, or just the 2 members against, I believe, John Morrison and Matt Hardy. You could have had a matchup like that. Yeah, the 2 members of Hart Dynasty against Matt Hardy and John Morrison, since John Morrison has kind of been having a feud with the 3 members of Hart Dynasty, so you could have just had Matt Hardy sort of thrown in there to sort of help him out, and it would have been a fantastic matchup. And the third matchup I would have added on there would have been Kofi Kingston against The Miz, as I felt that would have been a really good matchup. And then they were talking about having a U.S. title match for weeks, and they really never really put that on there. And then the fact that Kofi Kingston didn't wrestle on Raw, it would have been great to see him wrestle on SummerSlam, since he's one of my favorite wrestlers, and the crowd would have been pretty much into him as well, and they're already into The Miz, and it just would have been good. And you could have just built the feud up to the next pay-per-view as well by having Kofi go over The Miz, and then have The Miz go over Kofi at the next pay-per-view. But that's just me, and those are pretty much the 3 matches that I would have added on that SummerSlam pay-per-view. I mean, I know that's a little too much, but if you would have got rid of the Great Khali and Kane and you just added those 3 matches on there, SummerSlam would have been even more better. But that's just me, and that's pretty much the matches I would have added on that pay-per-view. So yeah, thank you Golden Standard 00924 for sending me your questions, and hopefully I answer your questions as best I can. Then moving over to Eric Munoz 55. The questions he sent me, the first one was, should John Cena go back to his rapper gimmick? In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, yeah, John Cena should go back to his rapper gimmick, as it was something edgy. The crowd was really into it. It gave his character an edge, and he wasn't soft like he is now with the character. I don't know what character he is now, but he wasn't as soft and he was more hardcore and he was more dangerous with his rapper gimmick, and the crowd just loved it. And he would rap and talk about all his opponents without getting some little without giving some little chuckle like how he is now by giving like some kind of lame pop for saying something stupid. I mean, that's what was so good about John Cena's character is it was something different, it was something edgy, and then of course he had his music, thugonomics, and he had a very good move set for when he had that rapper gimmick. Now, if you look at his move set, it's a little bit the same, but it's kind of watered down a little bit. But I would love to see John Cena go back to his rapper gimmick and possibly turn heel because that's what everybody pretty much wants. Even I want that as it would give John Cena, it would make John Cena more edgier and not soft like he's been the last couple weeks or the last couple of years after he left that rapper gimmick, as he's just been his character's just been growing still and the crowd is pretty much tired of it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I feel about that. And then the number 2 question you sent me was, would the WWE lose bank if Cena does it because of the children liking him so much? Pretty much probably, well, no, they won't lose a lot of money because many people, even kids that are 16, maybe 17, wanting to go back to that rapper gimmick because some of them actually remember when he was a rapper. And you hear some people on YouTube or some kids around that age complaining about, man, I wish John Cena would go back to that rapper gimmick because the character he has is just stale, he's boring, he can't really connect with anybody because of his character that he has now. He's not really connecting with the people like he did when he was a rapper. I mean, he does connect with some people, like some children, I mean, and then some of the ladies, of course, because he's a good-looking guy and he's got a nice body and girls like that sort of thing. But really, it'll kind of be something different, and the crowd will like him even more, and you won't see him get booed a lot. Like most of the kids around that age, they boo him. So if he went right back to his rapper gimmick, they would sort of start cheering him and get into him. But that's just pretty much me. And I feel the WWE will make tons of money if he turned. He will make the WWE will make tons more money than they are making now with Cena as he is now with that rapper gimmick. If he went back to that rapper gimmick, as they would make tons of money if he went back to that rapper gimmick, but the WWE won't do that, and thus we're just gonna get the Cena that we've been getting since 2006, which is a shame because everyone's already getting sick of his act already, and that's the WWE's fault. Then we go to the third question he sent me is, should they just go back to the old SmackDown and Raw and say fuck ECW because that's a joke now? No, I don't think they should. I mean, some people actually like ECW, and some people like the 3 brands of the SmackDown, Raw, and ECW because, like many people have been saying in videos, with Raw, you just got entertainment and storylines and stuff like that, and then of course you got the guest host. With SmackDown, you just got wrestling and a few storylines, but it's just pure wrestling. With ECW, you get new stars built, and you get to check out who's being built and who the WWE is bringing in there, and you also get wrestling, and you don't get storylines. Well, you get some, but you really get wrestling, and you don't get mostly storylines. You don't get as many promos as you get on the 2 other brands. And that's pretty much why I feel that the WWE should just keep the 3 brands and not go back to the 2 brands. But that's just me. There's some people who actually are tired of ECW. I'm really not, as I feel I like both companies, and it's giving the guys on ECW a chance to show what they can do and show the WWE how far they can go and what they can do, and if it's going to elevate and to show the WWE how they can do what they can do, and then it gives them a chance to elevate themselves to the point where they'll end up on Raw or SmackDowns. Just look at Evan Bourne and Jack Swagger, those 2 guys, and look at CM Punk and John Morrison and any other person who went from ECW to Raw or SmackDown. It sort of elevated them, and now they're doing some big things, although Evan Bourne really isn't doing as much, but I'm pretty sure the WWE has big plans for him. But yeah, anyhow, that's just Q&A with Fitness65 episode 3. Hope you like my video. Rate, comment. I'm out. Peace.